Aries, May 2023, welcome to your general tarot forecast. I hope you're all doing really well. This is Sky coming on to provide a monthly tarot forecast for you all as usual with intuitive messages followed by a week-to-week tarot forecast and an extended reading linked below on Patreon. Thank you all so much for being here. Let's dive into your reading. Okay, May, we have a huge Taurus stellium happening, which I covered in the comprehensive astrology video, which I'll link below. That's going to be interesting for you. I think that we also have an interesting situation where Jupiter is moving from your sign into Taurus, really getting away from Chiron. So there's like maybe a final healing happening for you all here. You've had a very, very karmic few months leading into 2023 where there were those Jupiter-Chiron conjunctions. And you've made very karmic choices, and what you can actually start to see here in May is a dissipation of very heavy energy and a movement towards an entirely new path, or seeing that an entirely new way of life is open to you now, and it can be very subtle, okay? You have some of the most positive cards coming up in your reading this month, a really good balance of energies. And don't be afraid this month to just allow things to dissipate. It feels like a great month for massage or for anything that kind of reasserts to your body that things can clear up, or like knots can ease, or for example, like if you've been wearing clothes that are too constricting, like loosening it up a little bit. Hairstyles that are too tight, loosening it up a little bit. I feel that you need, interesting, like a loosening of the energy. So also like cars that are like too compact or too small, or anything that's too compact can be resolved here. And it feels like you need wider open spaces. Okay, so you guys have the Fool and the Justice card as your two major arcana cards coming up this month and expressing later towards the end of the month. And I think that that means that you have a really strong karmic support to just open up and to embark new paths, and that all of that hard work that you were doing over the last few years that was maybe so like restricted or so at the perils of other people is receding, and this brings with it new rewards of openness for you. So what is hard about May is not being willing to try new things, or not being willing to allow for new growth. I've talked to like all the signs this month about how important it is to have that open space or free space so that new things can come in, which is really great news for those people who are willing to work less, or are willing to push less, or are willing to just give themselves freedom or free space. But it's hard news for people who are more workaholic, people who are more type A, and people who want to like really associate that blood, sweat, and tears with progression. So that's changing in the month of May. We have this big Taurus stellium. It means that there's a lot more like material coming in versus us reaching for and also pushing for things that are external. So there's an internal reception happening right now that we need a lot of time and space to deal with. I think for Aries, this seems to be pretty good news because you have, again, such an abundance of positive energies. So good to be seeing this Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. You have two aces in your reading, which is a great injection of new energy. And it's also paired with two fours. So rest, respite, overcoming some kind of like tricky or hard to solve situation. And then also giving yourself time to enjoy rest, but also to enjoy celebration as well. Some of you may be celebrating by going on vacation. It seems like a wonderful month for vacation or for planning vacations. At the same time, you guys are recharging. So one of the messages that I got for you, which I believe I also got for, it was either Capricorn or Aquarius. It was like, plug the charger in, like recharge, allow yourself that time just to like pull energy back in instead of pushing so hard for something. The entire year of 2023 is sort of injected with this energy of like a little bit less will take you further. Watch out also for the type of people who just really hate that, like people who hate to see someone else resting, or people who hate to see someone else having it easy. Like, if you're going to someone who is going to give you that kind of advice that's like, try harder or push harder, or, this is just life, for things to be so hard, or for things to be so unmanageable, or for things to feel so conflicted. Try to save yourself those conversations and save yourself those contraindications, I'm going to call them, because you might kind of be thinking about it. You're like, well, maybe it's true. Maybe I am meant to struggle. Maybe I am meant to have a hard time. Maybe I am meant to maybe living does mean difficulty and conflict and overworking and stress and, injuries to the self based on forcing oneself to do something that doesn't feel right. Okay. We're really coming out of that very bright Jupiter Chiron energy and stepping into an entirely new scheme of growth, which feels to me kind of like a Mandela for you of personal expression that comes through a lot easier. It's an interesting message that's just come through. I feel that your persona or your identity or what you're working for at a deeper level is more seen by you now and more understood by you through giving yourself more space and time. So that's really beautiful, Aries. Let's talk about your week to week. Week number 1 of May, the 4 of Wands rooted down by the Ace of Wands. Wonderful, wonderful, creative fire energy coming in for you in the first week. So very good for Aries to see this cardinal fire energy of the Ace of Wands. Some of you are being celebrated. Some of you are being promoted. Some of you are graduating. In the first week of May, of course, May is a graduation month, so congratulations to those of you graduating. There's some kind of engagement or some kind of maybe meeting or ceremony that's very good for you happening there, some type of overcoming, some type of level up. In the second week, you have the Ace of Cups, you're down by the 4 of Swords. There's a need to recharge. There's a need to start the system, kind of giving yourself your own personal computer a restart there, sleeping more, vacationing for some of you, drinking more water, being around water, having more water energy coming into your life, massage, sauna, things like that. Also taking on therapy or really meeting this open, free space energy halfway by also working to open yourself up even more, or to say goodbye even more to those old traumas or to those old stories or to those old narratives that might still be taking up a lot of your energy. The second week is a great time to start that, or to begin also a detox process, or to begin a new healthier diet or some type of new reduction as well. Week 3, the 8 of Wands rooted down by the Fool. Beautiful, wonderful motion into Gemini season. You have a new beginning, a new story cropping up, and it brings with it so much new forms of abundance. I can't say anything bad about this energy. I can't say anything hard. I can't really say anything shadow-oriented about it. It's just really a good story that you guys are in. What I would do is I would not tell yourself stories about how you can't have these new beginnings, or all these Saturnian stories about why you have to keep doing what you don't like, or why you have to keep on keeping on doing these hard stories. It's just kind of coming together, and you have a lot of assistance. Also, if there's anything heavy that you have to be facing, try to work with more people. Try to not feel like you have to do everything by yourself. This could be an abundance of assistance to where you feel less constrained or put upon. Okay, fourth week, you have the 3 of Swords. You're down by the Justice card. Okay, you will see that for some other people, it might be a bit heartbreaking to see you thrive this much. And then it's kind of heartbreaking to also know that there are people who maybe don't want us to thrive so much. And you have to maybe do what's just in that situation and create distance. I do feel that as things start to vibrate at such a high level for you, Aries, that which has not matched this vibration will kind of spur up, as it usually does. And you'll know that, or it won't just be possible to turn a blind eye to things, or it won't be so easy to just also keep putting yourself through unjust things, unjust careers, unjust processes, things that you have known for a while you don't want to do anymore, things that don't resonate, things that are burned out, will start to dissipate in the 4th week of May. And some of you are doing things for the last time. Okay, I'm seeing for some people like the 2 weeks notice. I'm seeing for some people the wonderful blessing of not having to do something that wasn't right for them. Okay. Anyway, Aries, let's talk more about that in your extended reading linked below. I hope you guys have a great month. Brief, fun, and to the point. Keep it fun, keep it light, keep it enjoyable. Have a great May. Bye.